Hello and welcome to the replay cast, whatever you want to call it, of the T25 Pilot. Wah da 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 da. Let's say this tank always does keep me with some kind of mixed feelings. It's holding me in some kind of vacuum of impressions. The gun handling, I mean, it's quite well. The mobility is quite well. So, but overall there's nothing that really does flash me on this tank. It's just not like I'm thinking like, wow, nice, I'm gonna go in around with my T25 Pilot, which on the other hand might be caused by the fact that it's super fucking ugly. I mean, this is such a bad looking tank, to be honest. I mean, with the camouflage it does excel a little, but overall this tank is really nothing I love to look at. But on the other hand side, well, the look shouldn't be the criteria to evaluate a tank, right? So overall you will see like what you can do or what this tank is excelling in actually. So the gun handling, like I said, is a very strong point, which does make this tank a valuable choice. And since we got it for free basically, like, okay, we paid with our souls to get this tank, but on the other hand side, I mean, it was kinda worth the trouble. So I mean, I wouldn't have bought it probably, although especially since the matchmaking, it's gonna face tier 10 tanks, and especially in tier 10 battles you're gonna really struggle with this kind of gun overall. So even the 243 penetration, if you get on a bad map for you, you're gonna struggle hard, and that's like really a non-fun kind of struggle situation. So I was a bit confused what to do, where to go, which side I actually want to handle, because even though we got the hill, there was someone below the hill making it hard to be unspotted and spot for the enemy, for our team. And I was driving around until I actually found this tiger. So the aiming time, so as you can see, I'm using optics for now because I'm not yet sure how I want to improve the tank overall. So I have gun rammer, I have ventilation, and I use this binoculars so far because especially in a tier 10 battle I want to be able to use my superior view range to help out my team. So since it's quite fast, you can reach some positions to actually spot something. So I decided that binos, even though it's just a temporary solution, binos might do the job for now. I'm using a very strong crew. I think it's 4 or 5 skills. So overall, it's not like the super low skilled crew you might expect on a new tank, but I think it does need it. So you really need to make sure you have the most like available standard you can for this tank. And here we see a super strong sniping T49. Like, wow, what the fuck, dude. And he's like blocking my way. So I decided, like, if the T49 does want to snipe, no problem, man, I will let you snipe, but I'm gonna go in front of you and try to take a shot, because you don't have the sniper gun anyway, so who cares. I bounced on the T25 Pilot. Unfortunately, this one should have been a penetration, especially according to the fact that this tank has absolutely no armor. I mean, even though you will bounce some super weird shots with this gun mantlet and turret, it shouldn't. Like, basically this is a tank which shouldn't bounce shit, but it does from time to time bounce. So the armor does work in some situations, while where it wouldn't work, kind of. I don't know, man. It's really hard to describe what this tank excels in and what it doesn't. It didn't do that much rounds yet, but yeah, at least like I said, the mobility is the major strong point of this tank, and the gun handling, but not penetration wise. So it's okay-ish. Gun, good handling, decent mobility, very decent to good mobility. And that's what you kinda need to improve. So improve the view range to use the mobility, improve the gun handling as far as you can. So I'm probably gonna remove the binos, maybe remove the ventilation, go for a vertical stabilizer and coated optics. So this is like a setup that you can use, or you just keep the ventilation and go for coated optics without vertical stabilizer with is a decent solution as well. Here I'm changing my point, so like my engagement point, because I felt that there might be a weak spot in their defense, so I considered it to be a good idea to actually go for it. On the first hand side I wanted to spot the T25 Pilot, which just went for the hill. Wanted to make sure I can get it from here, but he decided to go away, and I was like, now I'm deciding, okay, what can I do? What shall I do? What are my viable options? And I decided to stay here for a little. So this could have gone basically into another direction, like us being just out-raped and me just sitting here in this bush getting one-shotted by whatever is gonna push me. But I had such a feeling that Indian Panzer and RHM, since they didn't move yet, they won't move overall. So I made my move, considered it a good one, and it turned out to be correct. So, but don't like it's not it's not gonna always work in this kind of manner. So you cannot expect your decisions to be correct, right? Afterwards, when you show the mastery replay, you can say, oh nice, I did the best, I did the only solution, I went for it and took the wolf by the tail. But guys, that's not true. So masteries are not planned. I mean, sometimes you have a good idea which can work or cannot work, and that's what you basically try, or that's at least what I as well try to bring the impression to you, so you can decide by yourself if I'm like if I do this constantly and frequently or not. So when you watch my stream, for example, you get a good overall view about my ups and downs. So but in this case it worked exactly how I wanted it to. I didn't want to screw my shot. I wanted to make sure that I can get this guy without having to shoot twice. So I loaded APCR, even though it's an auto pen, but you never know. So I wanted to make sure that this guy is dead when I get spotted, or after I shot basically. So the other side is getting pushed by the T55A, which more or less had the same idea like I did, but you do have a harder time to push on this side because it's very open and like to artillery, to the camper hill. If you go this way, you have lots of cover on your way to the base, and that makes this approach much easier than the other one. So I saw the RHM diving down, so my idea was, okay, stop being lit so I don't get shot by artillery, and afterwards make my way forward. Because the RHM dropped down and the Indian Panzer, so this is like calculation. There is an Indian Panzer I know about. The rest of the guys are just in a position where they can't shoot me. I just need to make sure that I don't get hit by artillery. So here you can see me approaching carefully. And now crazy stuff's gonna happen. So this shot, AP, went in RHM, right? So now I'm shooting a second one, HE, did go in. I'm telling my guys on the hill that the Indian Panzer, and now, wait. Like what? Let's go a bit back here and make this a little slower. Like, first we speed it up a little, so blah blah blah, and now this is gonna be really weird. So no, this is gonna be the penetration, I think. Yeah, this one penetrated, so this was all fine. Now I'm loading my second shot, and look at this. I think... And where is the shot coming in? Yeah, but to be honest, guys, like this second shot, he received went below the gun. Like, at least it looked like, but it might have... And there's another one! Like, what the fuck? I must have hit the gun twice or what? I don't know. So basically this was pretty weird situation, because it felt like RNG wanted to prevent me from being victorious on this one. So, on the other hand side, yeah, well, we were victorious, so RNG, fuck off. You have no power over me. But you need to keep this in mind. Even though I aimed quite well, and I'd say that those shots should have penetrated, like how we saw on the slow motion, they just didn't, right? And here, lower plate, Tiger 2 eventually jumped up the shot, so maybe went for the top plate, but yeah, in a situation like this, don't play cheap on your APCR ammunition. Make sure that you have the less prone to RNG ammo you can load. So if you are in a 183, you use your super hash ammunition, because it's just gonna hit and do damage. Don't go for AP. Oh yeah, you might you might argument like, oh yeah, well, it's AP, it's gonna do more damage and shit, but you can bounce. And that's the biggest point about it. You can bounce your shell, and you don't want to be bouncing in such a situation. The RHM, I don't know if he had the big gun, but it might have looked... I'm not sure, I just don't remember. So, expect him to have the big gun. There is a chance that he's actually going to one-shot you. Like, guys, what the fuck? Why would you risk being one-shotted? So that's the point why I shot APCR here and stopped shooting anything else. I mean, AP would have been most probably the better choice here, but I just, you know, just don't go cheap, go safe. And that's basically the point. I'm pretty sure the bad shit RT is reloading, otherwise it would have smacked the shit out of me, but I'm still like careful. Not sure what kind of player this is in front of me, so okay, that was very careful, but overall. T25 Pilot, yeah, I'd say overall it's a quite decent tank to play, and I can tell you I'm enjoying playing. I don't know, do I enjoy playing this? At least I don't hate it at all, so it's maybe that's the good point about it. It's nothing too special and it's nothing too low. It's just a decent tank overall, and since it's for free, guys, I'm not gonna complain about it, or I hope I didn't complain about it. I will recommend it in terms of, I don't know, if you had to buy like 1, 2, maybe 3, like for 10 euros, and it's still worth it. 30 euros or whatever, I don't know. I think there's better tanks possible to get, so hard to tell actually. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the replay, and I see you on the next one. And on the end plates, obviously. Ah, wrong button. So, here we go for the end plate. This is the match. We got a mastery, some minor medals, the tank sniper, the red light sniper medal. Although we haven't been that passive though, but yeah, you know, 1500 damage from far distance makes you, like, grants you this medal, in this battle at least. And we've been able to do some decent amount of money, but to be honest, I mean, we did have to shoot lots of APCR shells in terms of weird bounces on the Tiger 2, for example. Yeah, I don't know. I hope you enjoyed this replay, and for me, it's an okay-ish tank, so I do kind of enjoy it. It's okay to play, more than okay. So is it worth it? Yes, it is. Like, I wouldn't pay too much for it. I think it should be like 23 bucks or something. I think 15 to 20 may be enough. But overall, it's a nice tank, although it doesn't do that much money. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I see you on the next one.